Hello everyone, welcome back to Japan Pro Tackle. This is Carlos back again with another video for you guys. Today we have the Tiemco Wild Mouse product line. In front of us we see the 4 sizes that are available. Let's start off with the smaller one. So this is the smallest size that they offer. This is the Tiemco Wild Mouse. Here's the back of the package. This is their recommendation for your setup. 3 to 6 pound, PE 0.3 to 1 go, and size 1 hook is what they recommend, but I think Muninori told me that this is more of a guideline, so they say size 1-ish. So let's start off by explaining the mouse. All of the series from the smallest to the biggest are all going to be pretty much exactly the same. You're going to have those beautiful colored ears. This one's already been used and chewed up. We were testing these out over the weekend. The hook setting should be right in between there, so you could get a lot of the meat right here. They all feature the huge cavity here that allows the bait to really flatten out and expose the hook. Speaking of the hook, here is that back hook slot, which keeps this bait extremely weedless, and it keeps the hook from getting buried inside the plastic, which sometimes it's hard to push out, especially with this elastomer, which I haven't mentioned, but all these baits are elastomers, so they're super stretchy, super durable. So let's start off with the rigging for the Wild Mouse. This has been our preferred hook for anything walking or moving, especially for top water. This is the KG ringed, has that stealth black ring welded, so you don't have to do anything besides tie on and you're ready to go. Size 1 is the one we recommend for this bait. So the ring KG is just a KG hook with a ring already attached to it to the front, which gives that bait a lot more movement, especially since you're walking it. You don't have to do a loop knot, you don't have to do a split ring or anything like that. It's already built in, which makes this amazingly convenient. So all the riggings are going to be the same for all the mouses. I might show the Emperor rigging just to really solidify on how to rig these up. So first you're going to want to go right underneath the chin, and you're going to Texas rig it just like normal. And then there is that section there where you pop it in. You can go as far back as that circle right there, which is what we're going to do now. There's multiple holes on this because we tried it with different size hooks, but the size 1 out, like I said, is what we feel like fits it the best. You're going to want to come out right through the back right there in the between the hook slot. Make sure it's nice and even, and there you have it. The hook doesn't really get in the way much. It's not like a really low hanging hook. You have that beautiful split ring there that's going to help it walk a lot better, and you have that hook slot that's going to hide the hook, but again, really collapsible, so the hook penetration has not been an issue for us. Then once you catch a fish, you just pull it back in, and there you go, ready to go. These have been extremely easy to walk, and this is coming from us using the smallest size. We're going to shoot a full video on the Emperor versus Frog, but that's going to be coming up in a couple weeks. Me and Muninori just have to get up and have the time to meet up and shoot the video, but there's a video that Muninori really wants to do, and that is the hookup and the drawing power of these mouse baits compared to a frog, which is kind of what they are. They're top water, and you could put these in the really nasty stuff, and according to a lot of people in Japan, these have a really good hookup ratio, especially compared to frogs. So we want to test that out before really saying that that's the fact. But this is the Wild Mouse in the smallest size. And by the way, that is 88 millimeters, 4 grams floating, which is elastomer. So, and that is the Wild Mouse. Now stepping up one size up, this is the Wild Mouse Ultra. This one comes 3 to a pack. This is the next size up. This one's 100 millimeters, 6 grams. So this one's a little bit bigger. It's still in the BFS world. Let me take one out for you guys. And there you have it. This one's a little bit, we didn't have that bubblegum pink in any other size besides the Ultra. This is one of the Keep Cast limited edition colors that we were able to get because of Taichi when he came out to iCast to meet us. But again, same exact bait as the smaller one, just a little bit bigger. And when you put the hook through the bottom, it gives you a little bit lower water level so that it helps it really grab and kind of helps it walk a little bit better. We really like the hook setting on this. For this one, they recommend 5 to 10 pound fluoro mono, PE 1 to 3, and a size 2/0 hook. And again, the 2/0 is a recommended size, but we've found that this takes a 3/0 hook pretty well. So again, we're going to be using the 3/0 KG ringed. This is the last one in my pack, so I don't have a fresh pack to show you guys, but this is the 3/0 size. And as you guys can see right there, it fits it perfectly. Still gives you a nice gap, but it has a hook set further back, which to me helps with hookup ratio, because when these fish come up and bite it, the hook is a little bit further back, so it collapses beautifully and it exposes that hook right away. That is the Wild Mouse ultra size. Again, still BFS, still spinning, 3/0 hook. So you can throw this on a medium rod as well, a jig rod or top water rod. So this should really work with any rod that you have in your arsenal. I've been throwing it on the medium light X Pride and it's been fine. I haven't had any issues with it. So that is the Wild Mouse Ultra. Now stepping it up one size bigger, this is the Magnum. And for it being Magnum, it's really not that big. There, I'll show you the color. Again, this is a Keep Cast specific color. Well, this one is 125 millimeters and this weighs 10 grams, which is 3/8. Here I have one out of the package. This is the one that Giovanna was using. Again, we were testing these out, making sure that the hook settings are correct and they make sure they walk good. And because every time we recommend a bait, we want to make sure that we put some time into it. Again, beautiful ears with the little chartreuse in there, eyes that meet right here to grab. And it's exactly the same as the other two. When we were talking to Tai Chi, he did mention that it also depends on the softness of the bait. It depends on the colors. Some colors are a little bit softer, maybe if they're the see-through ones, but the ones that are more of a full color, they might be a little bit stiffer. So depending on the color that you get, they might be a little bit softer or they might be a little bit harder. But these baits are amazing. They're beautifully made. Elastomer lasts a really long time. It doesn't warp. It doesn't have any weird kinks or anything like that out of the package. Again, these are a premium elastomer bait. So this one's going to be the same as the other ones where they recommend a hook that's smaller than Decoy makes it. So this one, again, it's 10 grams, 125 millimeters. They recommend 12 to 16 pound monofloral, PE 3 to 6 go. And then for the hook, they recommend a size 3/0. But for us, we've realized that a 4/0 ringed works amazing on this. Here we have the 4/0 ringed. Let me take one out. And as these ringed hooks get beefier and beefier, they have a little bit bigger split ring in the front. Still that beautiful KG bend. And there you have it. Fits beautifully on there. 4/0. So 3/0 and Decoy is a little too small. You could, but your hook setting is going to be a little bit more forward. We like to have that bigger gap there so that when you do get a bite, the fish is able to get the hook right away. This collapses beautifully, which exposes that hook, and your hookup is through the roof with these. And that is the 4/0 KG ringed, which fits in the Magnum. So this is the biggest size, the big daddy of them all. This is the Wild Mouse Emperor, 160 millimeters, 27 grams, so right around an ounce. This is a big bait made to kind of fish like a frog. Here we have a Nori's NF60 right next to it, just to show the size comparison. It's right there, especially when you stretch out the living rubber here. It's going to be right around the same length also. This is made to fish like your traditional frogs, but you're going to have a little bit more weight to it, and you're not going to have to be squeezing out the bait every time when you're catching water. So technically you should be more efficient with this because you're not going to have to do all the frog things you have to do where you have to keep continuously squeezing out the water and making sure that your frog is not taking in too much water or that the frog is starting to rip and take on water faster than normal. Again, this follows suit with the rest of them. Has those beautiful ears, and this one has those glowing pink eyes. So now that it's a little bit bigger size, you're able to see the leg details, the front where the front where it's meaty, it's supposed to be the hands, that huge crevice that allows this bait to really collapse on itself to expose the hook. Again, super soft, super nice elastomer, really premium product. This one is 160 millimeters, 27 grams. I believe I already said that, which is around an ounce. And they recommend 16 to 30 pound monofluoro, PE 4 to 6, and this takes a 7/0 hook, which in Decoy it is 7/0. So this one specifically, because we're using not a KG hook, we're using the Worm 18 Nanamaru hook in this 7/0. This has a little bit bigger of a gap, and it has a really nice solid wire. Let me take one out and let me show you guys how to rig this one, since you'll be able to see it a little bit better. And here is that beast of a hook. Same beautiful Decoy quality, and it looks almost like a KG hook, except it's a little bit thicker wire. And this is made for big game fish. And you see when you put this on there, it fits it just where you need to have it. So let me rig one up for you guys. Gonna measure that out right there. Make sure I get enough meat. You're gonna want to go right in through the middle chin, right underneath the chin, right where the meat's at. Make sure you pull it all the way through, just like a regular Texas rig. So that eyelet and your line tie, but for this one you should probably put a split ring on there, or one of the quick rings that I like to use for my big baits from Decoy. I'll put a little picture over here somewhere, and you line that up perfectly. You're gonna see that Tiemco has a little hole there. That's where they recommend you put the hook through. It's just harder to see that on the smaller baits. Line up your bait, go ahead and stab right through. Make sure you come out right through the middle and the back, just like so. And there you have it. Hook point is exposed as soon as the bait gets bit. Collapses all the way down with that huge crevice in the middle. So your hookup should be really good. You can also leave the hook a little bit exposed, just like so. So as soon as any fish bites, the hook is readily available to get them right in the top of the mouth. And that is the Emperor size, which we're excited to fish this weekend. We're going to be doing a frog versus rat video, so this is going to be the one that I'm going to try using. For this one, we recommend your frogging rod because this is going to act almost like a frog. So instead of having a dual hook, you just have a single hook in the back. And again, people from Japan have been raving about the hookup with these and the fact that these are extremely easy to use and you don't have to be wasting any time with pressing out the water every cast. That is the Tiemco lineup. So there you have it, the Tiemco Mouse series, starting with the Mouse Ultra, Mouse Magnum, and now the Wild Mouse Emperor. Hope this clarifies the hooking settings for these. We wanted to make sure that we made this video because in case you're wondering what hooks and what hook size to use when it comes to decoy, we have you covered. So remember, please make sure to check out our other products and make sure to check out our video that we should be posting in the next couple weeks, which is the Emperor versus a frog. Please make sure to subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave them down below. And also, if you can tell us which size are you most excited about. Thank you guys for watching.